Glock pistols have gotten a reputation around the world as being one of the strongest, accurate, out-of-the-box pistols ever made. Now, of course, it didn't all start that way. Gaston Glock originally manufactured the Glock 17 to meet the trials of the Austrian military. And of course, it won those trials, beating out the Browning High Power, the Beretta 92, and the SIG P226, beating all of these, as well as a few others. But America had a hard time embracing this gun, declaring it the plastic gun. We hadn't really seen anything like this up until that point. People were very hesitant. But being striker fire and dead-on accurate, people were rapidly impressed. Police departments around the country embracing Glock pistols, with many concealed carriers following suit. Glock has become one of the most popular pistols to carry by civilians, military, and police. But when Gaston Glock brought about the Glock 17, it was really incredibly innovative for its day. Nobody had ever seen it and anything like it, and it has been completely embraced with a massive loyalty behind the Glock pistols. But with all that innovation, the reality is, and the sad truth is, they haven't been innovative since the Glock 17. They haven't come up with one single innovative idea since the Glock 17. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to straight up say it, Glock only makes one single gun. Always has, always will. They're just when they change the caliber, they call it a new gun. When they change the capacity, they call it a new gun. But they're manufacturing the exact same gun over and over and over again. So there's no innovation going behind the Glock pistols since the invention of the original Glock 17. It's kind of like if Sig Sauer took the P320 and if they made it a carry model, they called it the P321. And then if they made it a subcompact, they call it the P322. And then if they make it in 40 caliber, they call it something different. If they make it in 357 SIG, now it's something totally different again. This is exactly what Glock has done, and they're really one of the only manufacturers in the world doing anything like this. Of all the gun manufacturers, for example, let's take Sky. Right now, Sky has one gun. So does Glock. It's the same concept. But when you go to SHOT Show and you go to Sky's booth, they have one gun. Glock has an entire booth filled with an array of the exact same gun over and over again. Now, with the generations, that's more like iPhone. You know, as you get as the new generation of iPhone comes out, well, they've improved the features, maybe the battery, maybe the screen, added a few things. So they've modified it slightly with each generation. But really, you know, if you had an iPhone, you had them all, you know, they're just the same thing. They're just making them slightly better with each generation. So I do understand the concept of the generations, but I don't understand why they continue to call each gun when they add a new caliber, a totally different gun. Now, I will say there's one exception, because there's been no changes for the most part in Glock pistols as you've gone from one caliber or one model to another. With the exception of the 22LR, being that it's a rimfire pistol, they did make some changes. So I will say that they've actually made a new gun since the Glock 17, which is the Glock 44, but that's about it. That's about it. There's no other new guns. Again, as being one of the most innovative pistols of all time, I think that's why this bothers me so much. Again, one of the most innovative pistols of the second half of the 20th century, but yet, since then, there's been no innovation. They haven't innovated or come up with any ideas at all. They just completely remake the exact same pistol over and over again, but yet their product line is filled with a variety of different types of pistols. But in the end, it's just the same pistol over and over and over again. They're the only manufacturer doing it, but guess what? It's working. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Put it in the comments below. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. If you feel called to support this channel through Patreon, that link is also below. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests, so never hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.